Elijah Manangoy with Kibet Igidere and Kivuva alongside him. Kivuva is the pacemaker in this race from Kenya. So we've got Kibet and Manangoy representing Kenya, Igidere, Morocco, and we do expect the Africans to dominate this race. Well, he's just been introduced to the crowd. Elijah Manangoy, 25-year-old, silver in Beijing, gold in London. He should be preeminent in this field, but Igidere, I'm sure, may well have something to say about that. He was third in Karlsruhe when Manangoy wasn't there, behind Hagos Gebrivet and Yomif Kejelcha, who we will be seeing Kejelcha later on. So the 1,500 meters men are under starters orders at the Sporthalle in Düsseldorf. Seven and a half laps of the track for these competitors. And they're in lanes just at the moment, but they break very quickly. And Kivuva, the pacemaker, is quickly out in front, pulling them round quickly. Manangoy is well placed, as you can see, in second place. Igidere, who should be his main rival, is just tucked in behind the world champion. Igidere himself has a world championship medal outdoors, a bronze in 2015. Hasn't improved on a personal best, which he set in 2012. So Manangoy at the moment is exactly where he wants to be, just on the shoulder of the pacemaker. 56.38 for the first 400 meters as they come into the home straight with 5 laps to go. Manangoy, and Vota has moved himself up alongside Manangoy, the 33-year-old Ethiopian.
It's really interesting, John, to actually see them whooshing past us. They're like a few meters away from us, and you think for how many laps they've got to run, how fast they're actually going. I couldn't probably run one lap at that pace.
Yeah,
what about you?
It isn't, well, don't even ask. Too old. I was never, at least you were half decent in your prime.
Yeah, jumping. Definitely not running, definitely not distance running.
Well, we've got 4 laps to go in the 1,500 final, and Elijah Manangoy and Aman Wote and Abdelhati Igidere are all in useful positions. The field is, as you can see there, very strung out at the moment. There's about a metre between each runner. So it'll be interesting to see who makes a break and when. Kivuva, the pacemaker, continuing to do his job. Manangoy, Vote and Igidere behind him, and they've just suddenly gone up a little notch. You can see there are 2 groups forming, and Manangoy has decided to take it up with 2.5 laps to go in this 1,500 meters race, but he's got company. Wote is there, Igidere is there, Kibet is there. All the usual suspects are lined up, but you just fancy that Manangoy, if he's in anything like the shape that he showed us last summer, this should be a race that he can claim in the palm of his hand. But, well, Igidere's moving up and asking a few questions now, goes in front of Manangoy, 30-year-old from Morocco. He's got the 8th best time in history outdoors at 1,500 meters, so it's Igidere and Manangoy and Wote as we take the bell. Should be quite a final lap, this one. Igidere with Manangoy on his shoulder. Igidere trying to hold Manangoy off, but here he comes. And then oh, he's gone! Manangoy's gone, he's taken Igidere with him. What drama! He'd made his move, he tripped and fell, he took Igidere with him, and it has left Vincent Kibet all on his own to win the race. It's an unexpected victory. He celebrates. I imagine he can barely believe that he's won it. Wote got second. I think Halusha was third, but the drama was in the back straight on the final lap when the world champion fell and took his nearest challenger with him. Well, what a dramatic finale. There's the winner, but in truth, the story is further back down the track.
I literally am in shock. Sorry if I made a ooh sound as that happened, but we were not expecting that.
Certainly
just as they
not.
were about to attack, to see out of those two who was gonna come home. Trip over. This is what happens indoors when you're trying to take over. You have to do it in the home straight.
Here we go.
Here we go.
What did you make of that? I mean, I think Iggy Dare's unlucky because Manangoy has tripped and he's rolled into the lane, and Iggy Dare's tripped over him. There, you'll see.
I think it looks like he tripped over his own foot.
Yeah, he did initially, and then Iggy Dare went over him.
Iggy Dare to trip over him.
Well, it's...
But, you know, they were doing it in the right place. The straights are where you're going to want to take over. The bends are way too tight. They did it in the right place. Maybe it was just